Our learning goal today states, it's right over here, join me. It's kind of low, because those algebra ones had a lot going on. I can translate word problems into simple equations. So today, we're going to be writing algebraic equations that are pretty basic from word problems. Now, students, no matter what math class they're in, struggle with word problems. And the reason is because, first of all, we get this mindset that we can't do them. So we have to just say to ourselves, I can do word problems. I just have to try and make sense of them and not just write something down. So the first way we make sense of them is by describing what the unknown is and assign it a variable. So the variable that they use today in all of our practice here is the variable k. So when we are using k, we're going to use k in our equation for the unknown. But before we can write our equation, we have to describe that unknown. What is k going to be representing? So let's look at this first one. Who wants to read the first problem for us? Go ahead, Marley.
The temperature in the desert changes a lot from the morning to the mid-afternoon. Today it was 85 degrees Fahrenheit. At 8 a.m. At 2 p.m. the temperature was 105 degrees Fahrenheit. By how many degrees did the temperature change from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.?
Okay, thank you, Harley. Let's take some time to just talk about what's going on in this problem. So, in the morning, is it cooler or warmer? It's cooler. And in the afternoon, it got hotter. So the temperature did what? It increased. It went up, didn't it? Okay. What's the question they're asking us? What do they want us to do? What's the unknown? Yeah, by how many degrees did the temperature change from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.? You know what, when you see that question, just zero in on that, because that right there is spelling out for you the unknown, okay? Zero in on the question. So let's take that question right there and let's circle it, okay? So, by how many degrees did the temperature change from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.? That tells us right there what we need to find. That's the unknown. That's the thing that we do not have any information about. We have to find it. So we're going to let Ke represent then the degrees of temperature change. Notice they gave us 2 lines to do this on, so there's no reason to be brief with our words. Degrees of temperature change in Fahrenheit. Well, I'm not spelling very good today here. Okay, get that written out. Degrees of temperature change in Fahrenheit. That's what our equation is supposed to represent. Now, we can find the answer to this, but that's not what they're asking us to do. They're asking us to give an algebraic equation that will represent this situation. So we're going to use, do you think the times are going to be used like the number 8 and the number 2? Do you think they would have any part of our equation? Would we use an 8 and a 2 in our equation? No, that's just information that says at this specific time. But what is important, because we need degrees of temperature change, that means we're going to have to work with those degrees that they gave us. They gave us the 85, they gave us the 105, and we know that K is going to represent the temperature change. So who thinks they could come up with an equation for us for this problem? Ikea?
85 plus K equals 105.
Okay, let's write it down and then let's see if it makes sense to the problem. 85 plus K equals 185, or 105. So 85 is what again? Where it starts or where it ends? where it starts. If we add some temperature change, some degrees to it, that should give us what should the result be on the other side of the equal sign then? Start plus temperature change, and we said it's going to increase, it's going to go up by k degrees. What should that give us on the other side? What should that 105 represent then? The end temperature. Is 105 the end temperature? Yes. Okay, so we would say this equation should work. Is this the only way to write an equation for this one? Okay, well let's come up with another one then. Let's say or, put a circle around that, or maybe there's another way we could do it. Maybe we aren't all going to write the equation the same way. Sylvia?
105 minus 85 equals K.
Okay, 105 minus 85 equals K. So the temperature at the end of the day, take away the temperature at the beginning of the day, should give us how much it changed by. Do we agree? Okay. So there's another way we could write the equation. I think there's other ways yet. Using a different operation yet, or okay, well we got two, that's good. Are there some incorrect ways? Can anybody give me an incorrect way to write this equation? Give me an incorrect way. What do you think, Caden? What would be an incorrect way?
85 minus 105 equals K.
Okay, 85 minus 105 equals K. I'm just going to put it up here. You guys don't have to put it on your papers. 85 take away 105 equals K. What would happen in that situation?
Negative.
You'd end up with a negative number because you're taking a bigger number away from a smaller number, and that would mean if you get a negative K value, you get a negative number of degrees, what would that mean happen to the temperature?
Would it decrease?
It would have gone down. Did it go down?
No.
No. So again, when we do these word problems, they're not hard. We just have to make sure we process through everything. Anybody think they know another incorrect way we could write it? We'll just check it out. 105 divided by 85 equals K, right? Is that what your finish would be?
Yeah.
Okay. So 105 divided by 85 equals K. Anybody have approximately an idea of how much that would be? 105 divided by 85. How many 85s can you take out of 105? 1. With a little left over, right? Would it make sense in this problem that the temperature, if it started at 85 and it ended at 105, that it went up a degree and something? No. So again, sometimes just, solve your equation. Find out, does it even make sense? Okay, so there's all kinds of ways we could just, randomly throw these numbers together with some operation signs and say, I have an equation. But that's not going to do you any good. In the world of word problems are never going away. Okay? We have to learn how to tackle them. So anybody want to ask questions? Okay, I would like you to make an attempt at this next one on your own. Give it a try. Let's see what you can do. Number 2, on your own. And I'm just going to come to some people's papers and steal their answers from my board. The first thing you do is describe the variable, the unknown. K haven't come instead of your K. Oh, we don't have any yet. Oh, I can't still be this, okay, it's just still yours. Okay, which rains in the spring to the average rainfall in the summer. You got way too much information going on there, I'm not sure which one I should take, there's two things going on there, which one do you want me to get rid of one of them? Which one's gonna be here? Did you circle the question?
No.
Oh, and that's why I said that circulating questions would be very helpful. Maybe citing K. Okay, let's get to the point that we all have the same K. What's our K? Yeah, we need to know, the question is right here, it says, what is the average rainfall in the summer? There it is, K is going to be the inches of rain, because it's talking about inches of rain, right? Inches of rain in the summer. So if you were putting something about spring, you were putting, that is, the question didn't say anything about spring. The information they gave us about the spring is going to be helpful, but we don't need it in our K value. Okay, who's got an equation for us they think would work for this one? Harley?
I had 10 plus 6
10 plus 6 equals
equals
9, okay? So 10 plus 6 equals K?
Yeah, 6. I want 10 plus 6. K equals 9.
Oh, I got
That's
it.
what I meant.
Okay, so help me again.
10 plus K equals
Okay, what do you think? So let's tear that apart. Let's decide if it's a good one. Because remember, we could just throw all these things together with operation signs and equal sign somewhere and say, good enough. What's the 10 in this problem? What's the 10 about in this problem? Sam?
9. Inches of rain in spring.
Okay, the inches of rain in the spring. Okay, what's the 9 about in this problem? Caden?
Inches of rain in the summer. For
Well, decide for me.
more inches than it usually rains more inches than it rains in the summer.
So those are like extra inches, aren't they? 9 more inches than it rains in the spring. So that means then if we are going, and then the inches of rain in the summer. So that kind of says then, here's what your equation says, Harley. It says, take the number of inches it rains in the spring, add to it the number of inches it rains in the summer, and you're going to get 9. So 10 inches in the spring plus K inches in the summer should equal 9. Well, first of all, what added to 10 would give us 9, class?
Nothing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there is a number, you just don't, it's just like, doesn't seem very friendly because it's not a positive number. How do you get 9 from 10? Danny? -1. 10 plus -1, or 10 take away 1, isn't that 9? So that would mean the amount of rainfall in the summer is a -1 inch. How do you feel about that? Do you think does that seem reasonable? When it says it rains 9 inches more in the summer than it does in the spring, that would mean that the spring must have some negative rainfall then also, does it? Okay, well, sorry, we're gonna have to get rid of that one then, because we evaluated it as that it doesn't seem to make sense for this problem, so we're just not gonna be happy to just leave it. We're gonna try again. Kira?
10 plus 9 equals K.
10 plus 9 equals K, she says. 10 plus 9 equals K. So, 10 inches of rain in the spring plus the 9 more inches extra that it rains in the summer than it does in the spring, which all together would give us K, the amount of rain in the summer. So let's see, 10 plus 9, what is that? 19. Does that seem reasonable that it would rain 19 inches in the summer, and because it rained 10 inches in the spring and 9 more inches in the summer? I think it seems pretty reasonable, doesn't it? So I think Kira's got a good one. Okay, anybody have a different one that we could check out? An or? Is there another way to do it? Oh, Kira, you want to have 2 answers today, huh? Okay, what's the or?
K minus 9 equals 10.
C-class, you think that'll work? Take the amount of rain in the summer, K, and subtract the extra 9 inches that it rains in the summer. That should give you how much it rains in the spring. I think Kira's got 2 winners. Anybody have another one that they think might work? So in other words, when we're correcting problems like this on our homework, here's the deal. If the answer key or the back of the book doesn't have the same answer that you have, then what should you probably do? Count it wrong right away? No, what should you do? Ask if your equation would work too. Because we have found now two possible equations for this one. We found one that didn't work so well. We found these 2 that do work. So we're going to have to be open to that. You know what? I'm not necessarily wrong. I just have to ask if I might have a good equation. Anybody have questions? No? Okay. Then let's go to Colorado. Denver, Colorado has a very different climate from Juneau, Alaska. It can be cold and snowy in the morning in Denver, and warm and sunny in the afternoon. Denver gets less rain than people think. Juneau gets about 64 inches of rain each year. That is 5 times the amount of rain that Denver gets. How much does it rain in Denver each year? Well, about now are you starting to feel like, oh my goodness, do you think they could have said it a little bit more? Are you overwhelmed just by reading that? I am. We need to go back and tear it apart. So what's the first thing we're going to do? Kira?
Circle how much does it rain in Denver each year?
Good job. How much does it rain in Denver each year? What does that tell us? The K value. That tells us our unknown, doesn't it? So how's this rain measured in this problem? Inches. So inches of rain in Denver. Inches of rain in Denver. We're looking for Denver's rainfall. Well, does that first sentence, Denver, Colorado has a very different climate from Juneau, Alaska, really matter in the whole realm of things? No, it's just some extra information. How about it can be cold and snowy in the morning in Denver and warm and sunny in the afternoon? Does that really matter? No, just some extra information. So you know what, at this point, if you just wanted to be like, you know what, none of that even matters, I just need it out of my vision, I just can't even stand to have all these words there, get rid of them. Denver gets less rain than people think. That might be kind of good information, do you think? It's less rain than most people think. It still doesn't give us any numbers, but it does give us some information that might be good because we're talking about rain. Juneau gets about 64 inches of rain each year. That is 5 times the amount of rain that Denver gets. So who gets more rain, Juneau or Denver? Juneau. Those are things that you got to decide. Juneau gets more rain than Denver does. Okay, well, since Juneau gets more rain than Denver does, in fact, 5 times as much rain, how could we write an equation for this that will give us how much rain Denver gets? Did they tell us how much rain Juneau gets? Oh yeah, they did. That's good. Juneau's rainfall is 64 inches. That is 5 times the amount that Denver gets. What do you think? Charlie, do you think you got one from me? 64 times 5? What would, I don't quite have an equation yet. 6 equals K. Okay, let's analyze Tyler's equation here. 64 times 5. Anybody happen to know what that is? $320. That means Denver gets 320 inches of rain according to Tyler's equation. How do you feel about that? Juneau gets 64 inches, Denver gets 320 inches. Does that seem reasonable? Juneau gets 5 times as much rain as Denver does. Didn't we decide Juneau gets more rain than Denver does? Huh, is 64 more than 320? No, sorry Tyler, we're gonna have to ditch this one, it's not gonna work. But we need to try, don't we? So what are we gonna try next? So I'm not gonna be very happy when I see some crazy equations put together that I don't think you thought through. Hey, Ikea, what do you think? 5 times k equals 64. Okay. Let's analyze that one. 5 times what number is 64? Oh wow. How can we reverse that so we can kind of figure out what k is? What do we do again? If you want to know what times 5 is 64, you would do what? Take 64 and divide by 5. Okay, would you do that for me? Tell me how much that is. What is it, Tyler? 12.8. So then that would mean, according to Pikea's equation, that Denver got almost 13 inches of rain, 12.8. Does that seem more reasonable? Denver got about 13 inches of rain and Juneau gets 64. And remember who got more? Juneau gets more. So do you think this will work? Yeah, this is the one. Okay. 5 times k equals 64. Okay, so did anybody think they know another equation that we could use then? That might work. Somebody just wants me to look at it. 64 divided by 5 equals k. Isn't that what we just did? Didn't we say, how could we figure out how much rain Denver gets? Take 64 and divide it by 5. Yeah, that one works too, doesn't it? Good job, Sylvia. Anybody have another one yet? Thanks for making me get my steps in today. Okay. Okay, any questions at all? Okay, then you're gonna do just like you did for me yesterday. You're doing this one on your own. Go, make it happen. I'm stopping the recording, so I'll bring it back, but we're gonna be done working together.